Hi guys. Hi. Okay, so let's talk about questions I get asked as a PhD student. I get asked a lot of questions as a PhD student. People look at me and they're like,
oh my god, you're doing a PhD.
I'm like, yes, I'm doing a PhD. And they go, I don't get it. What's a PhD really about? And I'm like, okay. Well, a PhD is literally, you coming up with your own research and trying to find things to a problem. Yeah, but you could do that doing like a master's degree. I'm like, no, it's different because doing a master's degree, you're limited to what you can do in your research. And in most cases, you're only making contributions to existing knowledge. But for a PhD, it's kind of like novel. Like you have to come up with something like no one has actually found. It could be a nightmare, but it's pretty much interesting because you're going through research papers, you're going through theses of other people, you're going through academia works just to actually come up with your own extraordinary findings if you can get one. But yeah, anyways, let's go down back into what people actually ask me. People also ask me, they say to me, so what's your PhD on? Well, my PhD is on children's rights. It's pretty much broad. I don't know how to explain this, but you know what? I have to explain it to people. So I go, my PhD thesis is on how the Nigerian government literally enforces the rights of a child, especially focusing on corporal punishment in Nigeria public schools. But in most cases, I'm just going to ask you that answer that question. What I'm going to say is my PhD is focused on children's rights. So yes, you can say I'm an activist, which is actually because I actually love children. I feel like the rights of a child should be treated awesomely. Like you shouldn't treat a child like you're just treating nothing. Children have a right. Anyway, I'm just trying to put that in here just to let you know if you don't know that. As a child, my rights were obviously my rights were not taken with so much priority, and I didn't like that. I've always waited for the day where I can actually talk and tell people that what, the rights of a child needs to be taken seriously. Children have a say, children have a right. There are things, I'm not going to dive into that anyways. Okay, I'm just going to digress. Let's go. So, right, another question they then ask me is, so what faculty were you in? And I'm like, well, my PhD is going to be in law because I'm looking at the legal frameworks of Nigeria. Another question goes, what's the question they ask me again? They ask me, oh my god, this question is one question a lot of PhD students even go into depression for, which is when are you graduating? And I'm like, I don't want to sleep doing my PhD, obviously. I just don't want to sleep doing it. I want to move from doing my PhD. But obviously, it's depends on at what pace and when you kind of find your, get your findings right. And because you need to work with 3 different supervisors to actually approve your work, and depends on the quality of that research, and they'll let you go. But I haven't gotten to that stage yet, but I'm nearly there. So please and please do make sure you put me in your prayers because I need those prayers, guys. I really do need those prayers because it's been very tedious. My last year of my PhD, this is my last year of my PhD, and it's been very, very tedious, I must say. Now, the final question a lot of people get asked about their PhD is, what do you get to do after your PhD? There are a lot of things to do after your PhD. You don't have to remain in the academia. For me, what do I plan to do after my PhD? I plan to lecture, which I'm already lecturing, and I find it so fulfilling. This is actually one job I've taken on board that I'm like, thank you, Lord. Okay, so I find it so fulfilling. And another job I want to also go into is advocacy, like I said, because I really need to work in the industry as well because I want to, make certain changes in terms of policies. I want to also be a researcher to, keep finding, more solutions to issues around social justice sort of thing. So it's something I could really digress into. And the last thing I'm looking to actually also do is consulting. So these things kind of interconnected to each other. I know it might sound like I actually have lots of things I want to do, but trust me, it's kind of interconnected with each other. It's not that broad. Do make sure you check out my other videos, and I hope to see you guys in my next video as well. And let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about or make a video about, and I will be sure to do that as soon as I can. Right, so you have a lovely day and bye.